Hi Sparkles of Light, this is CherryEnchantress and this is your daily dust for Saturday, March 16th, my eldest son's birthday. Happy birthday to him. I am on a fairy kick here using all my fairy oracles, and this is the Fairy Lenormand oracle deck. So let's take a look at the Fairy Lenormand and see what we get. The fun thing about Lenormand is that it's like an equation. It's like this plus this plus this equals, and that's why the images are just so simple. You have clover, fish, key. It's not like esoteric where it's like, say, temperance, and then there's what does temperance mean, and what are the symbols, and what does it all like within the card is the message, all the symbols and the energy behind the artwork, and the way it's drawn, the way it's written, even too, the particular deck, go with the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, but a lot of people will embellish on that and add their own take, because that's the way the tarot is. It's very specific, but at the same time it's also very interpretive. The Lenormand is similar but different, where there is just a simple meaning for each, and then you add them together. But it can also be kind of fun and interesting, sometimes very mundane, where can just mean something very simple. So let's put these together. We have basically the clover represents luck. The fish could be a good one word is fertility, and then the key, a good one word for key is access. So this could be like access to fertility. But let's look at them each individually. So luck says this house relates to where you find luck by aligning yourself to the card in question. If you do, you'll be lucky in whatever the way the card dictates. So like the dog in the house of the clover would be luck through a close friend, in other words. Now here we have luck with the fish. So it could be like getting lucky within some kind of financial situation, and so, or some kind of resource of some sort. It could also be, one of those lucky moments where you win something. The house of the fish is where resource can be drawn upon. Any card in this position will be quite positive. Even if it was the scythe, it would mean that you would be more resourceful at this time for yourself by cutting away or trimming down something. If it were the book, you would show that you should keep your resources to yourself a secret at this time. If it were the park or garden, it would show you that you would gain resources by meeting other people. And these are this is this specific deck's interpretation of each one. As you go through the Lenormand, and I recommend, if you like the Lenormand, buying a whole bunch of different styles of the Lenormand deck, because each one adds something that you may not find in the one before. But I like the general interpretations of this one too. So 33, the key represents access. So that's the key word here, access. And the key word for the fish in this book is resources. But sometimes the key word can be something else. Like my Pixie's Astounding Lenormand, they list all the words, but sometimes it's a different key word. I feel like the key word for the fish in the Pixie's Astounding Lenormand is money, but I'll have to look at that. But back to the access. The house of the key can actually and easily unlock the rest of the reading. So give due consideration to this card. It can also lock something, so cards around this house may be barriers. I rarely ever read the key as a lock. Sometimes, though, when you have the book, as far as secrets, the key can be like a diary, opening up secrets or locking secrets away. That's the only time where I would actually read the key representing something locked away. But generally, I see the key as opening things up and granting access to, could be something as mundane as like a password, an access code. A lot of times in my readings, the key would represent like when you get an Airbnb and and you have to pick up the key to open the house, because a lot of times there'll be like a house in the reading. So it's fun for me to, it's kind of like a little mystery that I unsolve when I work with the Lenormands, and I really like it a lot. And the Pixie set's Astounding Lenormand, to me this is kind of like the Rider-Waite-Smith of Lenormand, I guess. You know, I don't know if there is such a thing, but they did use Pamela Coleman Smith's images for this one, and so that's why I look at it that way. But yes, for the fish, the key word is money, but there's many, there's also abundance and resources are part of this, and fertility. So if this were a reading for somebody who was trying to get pregnant, then it looks like you're lucky, and you're going to, access will be granted. In other words, you will be fertile, and you will get your wish, you know, your wish will come true. You'll be lucky, and everything will fall into place just nicely, and you'll be able to conceive. But if it's a money related thing, then it could be something where some kind of doors open for you. You're the lucky one. When it comes to luck, it's not always about all the hard work that you do. Luck can sometimes be just, you know, not doing anything and still getting something that you wanted. So that's a nice thing, you know, is when, oh my gosh, how did I get that? I didn't even try for it, you know, or something like that. So that feels nice. And if it's something you want and you didn't put that much effort into it and you still got it, it feels so nice. And that could be the way you approach fertility too. Like if you put too much focus on trying to get pregnant, then it may not work. But if you kind of like put it in the back burner, don't think about it too much, then that could be how it happens, you know, just like, oh, it happens, you know, I wasn't even thinking about it this week, you know, or something like that. But that's kind of how it feels to me. So when I'm doing these readings now, you wonder, is it like tarot where you're divining something? Reading tarot and reading cards is reading, like looking at the images, knowing the meanings behind all of them, interpretation, and then is the last step is intuition, getting those channeled, downloaded messages. And I get, as I'm speaking, as I'm just reading sometimes from the book or just speaking about the cards, suddenly something comes to me, and that's to me the downloaded message that I'm here to give. So with the fish, I am feeling fertility with the fish, and I do feel kind of a prosperity energy as well. I feel just a very blessed, lucky situation happening, things unfolding nicely. And with the clover, even though clover as far as timing represents February, it feels like timing is right now, you know, this month of March, because it correlates to the blooming of the clover. So a lot of people, like Texas, we may start to see clover in February, but a lot of places won't see clover till late March, you know, or maybe not even March. Maybe he'll have to wait till April. But it does feel like carefree feeling, success, serendipity, being at the right place at the right time, you know, and something happening quickly, like suddenly. It also is general optimistic energy. So today you're just feeling good. You're feeling kind of carefree. You're not putting over amounts of energy into anything particular. You're not overworking or overtiring yourself. You're just enjoying, you know, your life and enjoying the things that are happening, and then something happens just unexpectedly in a good way for you, and it grants you access. It's almost like, I know, like, here's a vision, okay? It came to me, but I don't know how this will work for you, but it's like I in my head I saw, like, in a mansion or something where there's a hidden hallway, and you accidentally lean on, have your hand on a book on a library or something like that in the library, and you push on the book and suddenly it opens the door. And you didn't realize that particular book, pushing on it, was going to open that door. You didn't even know there was anything secret or hidden that you didn't know about. So there's not necessarily secret here, although for some reason that word did come into mind. But it's something, but with access, sometimes there is something you didn't realize you had access to until you try for it. So you have to try to access it. Try to access it without being overly being overly work mode, like just be more carefree mode. Like during your leisure time, that's when you're going to access it somehow. That's what I'm seeing, okay, for today. So I hope you like that. I mean, a lot of people have Saturdays off, so it could be during some random day off thing that you're doing that grants you access to a work-related situation, or to that fertility and, having, that if you want that. Not everybody wants fertility in a baby making way, but fertility and other things, ideas, opening doors, discovering things, being lucky. That's about it. So I hope you like that. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.